What's going on, you guys? What's going on? This is Vibey Talks with Javon. I'm your host, Javon, and tonight's guest is a screenwriter, actor, singer, and dancer, known for his performance in Chicago's Hamilton the Musical. Show your love for Jose Amor Christenson. How you doing, man?
Good. What's up, everybody? How are you, Javon?
I'm pretty good. Just left the gym, feeling all right.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it. Yeah, you know how it is. Gotta keep your mind right, keep your body tight.
Right.
There you go. So tell us about yourself and the work that you've done.
Well, currently trying to figure out things and navigate my passions around, the pandemic. But I was an actor dealing with a dry spell after Hamilton and not really knowing what was going to happen, and then the world stopped.
Right.
So I'm just currently trying to enjoy this downtime while I have it.
For sure. I bet it's been an interesting road, but you're doing well. I feel like I don't want to bring this up now, but I guess I should. You're writing right now, right?
Yes. I struck up the fire and passion for screenwriting, and during the pandemic, I actually finished 3 screenplays and
Ooh.
one sitcom pilot. So I'm trying to stay active in producing things for brown and black people that aren't normally let into a lot of rooms and a lot of spaces.
That's dope. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing it and seeing it all come to life, man.
Me too.
For real, get them checks and hire me. Shit, I put my music on there too. Give me some
Right,
royalties and
definitely.
residuals. Hello.
Definitely.
So, question. Speaking of black and brown people, because we know we got to talk about it. Do you
Yes.
believe black and brown people are equally supported in this industry?
As much as I want to say that our voices enact change, at the end of the day, we can only enact change within the confines of white progression, if that makes sense. We can only change what is within reason to not make them feel uncomfortable. I did a Latin-esque show once where they were trying to whitewash the traditional Latin movements, and I was one of a handful of actual Latins in the show, and majority of the show was white or of some type of European descent. And it's crazy because a lot of the cast members, the Latin ones, would try to speak up and it would fall on deaf ears. And I remember one time one of the girls was voicing her opinion about a specific note that she was given to confine her movements to be adjacent to our white colleague. There was a white cast member that they wanted her to reflect. And I spoke up and I said, yeah, no, that's what we're not going to do. We're not going to tell her that she has to change her Latinicity, which is authentic to
Who she
the
is.
movement that we're trying to do and who she is, and what the show was a Latin show, and the title was the name of a Latin city. So when I spoke up, people actually listened and people took notice. And I don't know if that was because I have light features or because I was male. So it could have been because it was sexist or racist. I don't know. But needless to say, I left the contract only after a month due to the extreme circumstances that I was under. So I didn't even finish out that contract. And it disheartens me to have to experience stuff like that when those same people are posting Black Lives Matter, but yet during the creative process, you guys couldn't stand up.
Yeah, power comes with numbers, and I feel like it comes both sides where we as brown and black people have to stick together at all cost, and then whites or non-black or brown folks have to, stand with us too. Pull up, just like Rihanna says, pull up.
Yeah.
And it's imperative because I went through a lot of different things myself, working in different cruise ships or theater shows where they wanted me to be something that I wasn't. But of course it's acting, but I'm thinking, why are you stereotyping me just because of the color of my skin?
Right.
So I
Right.
get you. I get you. You know, and I was just wondering, to my head, I was thinking out loud. Have you ever had to play a role that was outside of your race, or did you feel like it was necessary? Because you're multi-ethnic. Like I see you when I first met you when we first auditioned last maybe 2 years ago, I believe. You look multi-ethnic, just like me, just different ways. Like, have you ever played like a different ethnicity?
I mean, not really. So, I mean, most of the roles that I've ever played have either been, well, I mean, I guess, so I'm Norwegian and Mexican, but I've actually played like Italian, and that is different than Norwegian. That's completely different than Mexican. But as far as like being Latin, I guess I've played roles where they were like not Mexican-esque. They were more Puerto Rican or Colombian.
For sure.
But as far as like outside of those reigns, no, I haven't really done anything outside of those realms as far as that. I mean, I would love to play. I don't have a problem with people playing outside their ethnic background, just because you're creating a character, and I don't want to see. I want that job to go to a trained actor and not to Sarah from 7-Eleven because she worked at 7-Eleven. We're going to put her in this TV show because she was actually a worker at 7-Eleven. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Because that's not really creating a character. That's you playing you. So a lot of the times I get sent these auditions for TV, and a lot of the times my agents or manager would say, just do you. Like, be you in this character. And I'm like, this character is nothing like me.
Right.
And they're like, well, just create this character. And I'm like, I can create the character, hands down. But they're asking me to wear the actual costume, like the uniform that entails this character. And I'm like, I don't own this. Like,
Right.
so all I mean is I'm fine with any actor or actress portraying any character outside the confines of their identity, as long as they are truthful and can be perceived realistically.
I thank you for sharing that, because I feel like there has been a major extremity when it comes to casting. I mean, like, they bashed and ridiculed Zoe Saldana, like amazing actress, Afro-Latina, playing Nina Simone, right? I'm thinking, this woman is a black woman, just came from the different ship, right? Like,
Yes.
we all
Yes.
came from different sectors, right? At the same boat, or some of us indigenous, dark skin. And I don't understand why folks would like bash someone that is the same complexion. Like, black people are not monolithic. We're multi-ethnic, multicultural group of individuals. So
I think people were more offended that they actually, quote unquote, put her in blackface.
I get you.
Like, she already, I mean, she's
already like my complexion already.
brown skin.
Yeah.
She's brown skinned, but they darkened her skin to fit Nina Simone's phenotype.
I get you. Yeah. I mean, and that, like I said, like I'm a strong believer of like, play your role right. If you're gonna play the role, play it right. But I don't. There was so many folks in the community, the black community, that was bashing her because they were saying she's not black, and I'm thinking, like, that's not right. Like, she is black. She's just not black American, like what you think black American's supposed to look like. I mean, back when I was a child, they didn't even think I was black. They thought I was Mexican. Kid you not.
Oh wow.
Straight up.
But what's your mix? Sorry, what's your mix?
Well, my mother, she's Creole and black.
Okay.
And several other things. And I found out actually last week through Ancestry.com that my great grandfather, he used to actually work on the cruise ships, which is quite crazy. He ported in New York and traveled in Morocco back in like the 1900s. They considered him to be a Frenchman, but because he spoke French and he was from Louisiana, right?
Oh wow.
So I mean, and my dad, of course, he's black, but he's Indian as well. So it's like, I have the high cheekbones and all that, so I get it. I mean, it's a sensitive subject for some folks because people want to have those roles and be included. But at the same token, don't exclude her blackness just because it's not your blackness.
Right, right.
I mean, on the other hand, I mean, there's another talk, recent talk right now about, hopefully I pronounced the name right. Excuse me if I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong. Gal Gadot played as Wonder Woman, right? They're
Yes.
casting her as Cleopatra, but studies have shown that Cleopatra was actually Greek and Persian. So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, that's all perspective and it's subjective to the person that you're asking. Growing up in Minnesota, where I'm from, I actually had two students in the body of my class that were actually Egyptian,
Oh,
and
word,
they looked like they were either Latin or a darker European.
word.
Now, and I asked them, I said, what do you consider yourselves? And it's crazy because most of the African Americans in Minnesota would classify them as African American just because they were Egyptian and that's originating in Africa.
Right.
They identified and their phenotype were Middle East, so they even like classified themselves as Middle Eastern. I mean, it all depends on the person. Being Latin, and what people fail to realize is when I state that I am a Norwegian Mexican American, those are all nationalities. Those are not any type of ethnicities. Ethnicities are European, Indigenous, Native American, African, Asian, and then Pacific Islander.
There you go.
So Latinos encompass three of the groups. They encompass Europeans, they encompass Africans, they encompass Native Americans. I understand when people want an Egyptian face because she's like the most famous known Egyptian of all time. So they don't want it to be whitewashed, if that makes sense.
For sure, for sure. I don't know. I guess when you find out that she was Greek or Persian, and old girl, she's was she from Israel, right?
Yeah, she's Israeli, yeah.
Israeli. Thank you. So it's like those individuals have mashed all together. It's just the only difference is the complexion. You know, she's a little bit pale.
Right, right. I think it's also if I would have to, I can never speak on a people because I don't have any lineage there.
Right.
So whenever I get a question about what do I think about X, Y, and Z, I'm like, I need to sit down with somebody of that descent and I will ask them their input. And when they tell me their point and their viewpoints, I'm going to consume that and take that and utilize it as if it's fact, because it is fact. I'm speaking to somebody of that background telling me how they feel.
For
so
sure.
I'm going to portray that to the masses because I've spoken with them. So until I can sit down and actually speak to somebody of Egyptian descent that can tell me yay or nay, I honestly can just say, for me personally, I don't see anything wrong with it, but I can see why it's offensive.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. 100%. So, like, bring into the scenario of casting, right? Folks being cast these different roles or what have you. Do you feel like, better yet, what changes should be made in casting?
Casting should reflect the pool. Literally, casting should be more diverse behind the table as much as it is in front of the table. Because if you aren't brown or black, behind the table, you can't picture people who are brown and black to be in specific roles that are non-specific. So
sure.
if they tell you the role is non-specific, you're going to automatically go to what's second nature to you and your experience. Regardless if you say that you're unbiased as a casting director, you're still going to reflect the nature of what you've grown up in.
Absolutely. I think there was an audition that I went through in New York where it was an all-black cast, nice little musical. And the thing was, it was just 3 white guys looking for some black actors, singers. for the musical. And it was crazy because I was looking at all the, the pool out there, and I knew they weren't going to pick me because in the past, they usually haven't because they didn't think I was black enough.
That's always it.
And there you have it, folks. I mean, that's straight up. And I don't want to victimize myself in it. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Jose, I'm thinking like, how do you know what black should sound like? How do you know how black should sing? Like, that's where this whole casting scenario comes in. Like, why do they always cast the same type of singer, black singer? I feel sometimes they all sound the same to me. No shade. Like, I love that we're getting paid, but where the diversifying? Where is the diversity of different varieties of us?
Right.
On these platforms and on the stage. So, yeah.
I understand exactly. It's as if they get into the stereotype and there's no way to sell anything else.
Right. Absolutely. So, tell me about the future, right? What's the future of the entertainment industry post-COVID?
Well, it depends, and it fluctuates from day to day, but asking me today, the 14th of October, and my personal opinion, it's a bit gloomy since all actors are out of work, and I'm no longer making my way to the top because now everything has shifted.
Right.
The A-listers are now on top, so the A-listers they are the creme de la creme, and they are getting priority as soon as everything opens up again. So, with that being said, though, I do flourish under pressure and a lot of uncertainty. I do think that I do my best work, and I ultimately force myself to book something or create something, and that's why I've done the 3 screenplays and the sitcom pilot. So I do think that this pressure is going to build a diamond. How soon that diamond will be exposed, I don't know. It's up in the air.
Are you calling yourself a diamond?
No, I'm calling my artistry the diamond. I didn't know how I worded it last time, so that's why I was trying to keep it on topic. So now you have to let people in on what just happened because I don't want to seem like this narcissistic bastard.
Look, you guys, we've been going through, my phone was too hot, so we had to re-record what we were just talking about. So that's he made a great statement how, when you are, trying to thrive through stressful times, you end up becoming this diamond. He was like, well, diamonds are forever, so I'll try to make it work. I must have, I actually fabricated that. Maybe I need to start.
No, it's fine. just as long as they know that we're trying to recreate a topic in our verbiage that we had just previously stated. So a lot of this is we're just trying to figure out what the wording was, but it's coming out a little bit contrived.
But you know what? It's funny, and I'm going to keep it because it's good. It's good for podcasts. I'm going to keep it
No, keep it. I'm all for it.
But you know what? I think the government should be supportive with us compared to how they support those billionaires,
Right. Well, no, in other countries, in some European countries, they actually have funds allotted for the arts, and specifically theater.
Right.
And it's to keep it alive and thriving. And a guy that I had studied with at Lee Strasberg had flown in from Germany to take this course. And while we were studying, he was my scene partner a couple of times, and he divulged this information about how his government pays him an annual salary. And I was thinking, why can't our government surpasses a lot of nations. Why can't we allot money just for the arts?
Absolutely. I agree. I'm not a big fan of government control, but I do feel like during this time they should do more for the arts.
Mm-hmm.
I think to myself, people seem like they take creatives for granted. I'm thinking, just imagine sitting in your couch, looking at a screen that's black. Nothing's going on.
Right.
What's that
Right.
saying did you say to me? Like you said some saying.
I was. Oh, wait. I forget. I forget. What did I say?
You know what they say? You said something. You know what they say?
I just know that they're consuming visual art right now that a lot of people take for granted.
They sure do. They sure do. I mean, hell, I'm doing this shit for free.
Right. You're
I got
but
this.
You're getting stuff. You're keeping. I feel like also people need to find.
Their happy place, right?
Yes. Their happy place and what can keep them waking up.
Well,
in the morning.
look, me holding this mic for 20 minutes underneath this laptop. Turning your volume up.
See, that's passion though. That's passion.
Passion. Did you hear about Coming to America 2 and how Amazon like purchased the rights to put it on Prime? $125 million. That's crazy, right?
That's awesome. And stories like that actually give me hope that the industry is being productive and not counterproductive, if that makes sense.
For sure. So I know that you said that you feel today gloomy, even though I hope today, like this evening, it kind of brightened your day up. You know what I'm saying? That these laughs and all that.
It did.
Tell us, the people, the creatives, the children. What advice do you have for creatives during this time?
I would tell anybody in the arts that there is no right or wrong way of going about this global pandemic. Your artistry needs a healthy mindset, and if pushing yourself to be creative is detrimental to your psyche, I would say just opt out and take this time to heal and get back to 100% mentally and physically. And honestly, if you create a script, a dance, a song, installation, or poem, spoken word, if you do any of that during your recovery, it's just a bonus. But I honestly feel like the goal is to stay mentally and physically healthy.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Well, thank you so much, Jose, for your time and your wisdom and just telling your story.
Thank you, Javon, for having me.
For sure. Please come back and let us know how the writing is going and letting us know, like, when's that casting call?
You will definitely be at the casting call. Just know that.
I'm excited. I'll be working on my pipes and, my speeches and all that. I'll make sure it's good. It's good. Well, thank you. Thanks again. And thank you guys for watching tonight. And be sure to live your life, live your truth, and be gentle with yourself. Don't be too hard. Life's too short to be hard on yourself. Love yourself and connect with the world around you, because it's pretty big. Trust. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.